Hello, hello, and welcome to the Train Buddy Shop. Once again, we've got another challenge today, and that's a VO1000 by no name. Doesn't have a name on the bottom. Oh, wait. No. It looks like it's either a Stewart or a Kato, and we'll find out when we get in here. In any case, looks like the shell comes off by taking the couplers off, so we'll start with that. May have to spread the shell to get it off, but let's take the couplers off. Alrighty then. First thing we notice is it says Stewart. I was right. It's a Stewart. One of the interesting things here is that the lights themselves, oh, look, it's coming all apart. That's probably a good thing, because then we can get the decoder in there without too much problem. But as you notice, the lights are on here with two pins, and those two pins float in these, I don't know, brass strips that are here, both here and on the front. And you see the brass strips coming out of the cab here. So we have to manage that. We may have to change those over to LEDs, but they might be LEDs. So we're going to test that theory. They look like they probably are LEDs. Okay. It's got an 8-pin plug. Oh, I think we just use the 8-pin plug. Then we don't have to worry about anything. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out the straps, which are the shorting straps. So you can do this by hand, I guess. Sometimes they become like pulling teeth, so I'm going to use my extractor here. There you go. And now all we have to do is plug it in, but we have to find the decoder. So the decoder we're going to use here is back out here. We're using an N12 SR decoder. And an N12 SR decoder doesn't have pins on it. Maybe I can use something else. All right, let me check that out. Be right back. Alrighty then. So the decoder's got the 8 pins there. So the decoder we're going to use is a D13WP, which already has the 8 pins on it. All right, so let's get that open. And we'll be ready to plug it in. Alrighty, here we go. So all we got to do is plug it in, and the orientation we want is pin 1 is the orange wire. Does it have pin 1 shown on anywhere? It doesn't have pin 1 shown on anything here. Pin 1 is shown here as J1. J1, so let's zoom in on that so you can see that, where it says J1. Actually, here's the pins, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, J1 means jack 1, but there's the number 1 right beside it. There's 4 and 5 and then 8 over here. So 1 is there. That means that the orange wire goes like this, goes to pin 1, and it plugs in this way. Okay? Alrighty. Let's bring it back out and let me plug it in. And gently pushing against it, holding the other board to make sure that we don't crack the other board. All right. And now we have a difficulty here, because first of all, these pins may be too tall. We're going to find that out by putting this shell, or kind of resting this shell on top. Okay? Maybe we should try to, I'm going to use Scotch tape temporarily. So let's put these like this, and let me get some Scotch tape. Oh, look, I got some right here. Hold on. Not coming up like I want it. There we go. Got a little bit of Scotch tape, not much. I'm going to put that across there. Now we're just looking for depth here. We're looking to see whether or not it's going to fit in this shell. So I'm going to put the shell on top like this and see if it goes all the way down. And it does. Wow. Okay. We're done. Ta-da! Well, not quite. We still got to put it all back together again and put the walkway back on. All right. Let's go back and tidy it up a little bit. But this was just to see whether or not it was going to fit, and it does. All right. So let's tidy it up. Let's put some real tape on there. Let's put some Captain tape on there. And I say real, I mean tape that, not Scotch tape. We want something that's going to stick to it. Let's see if we can find and last longer. Let's see if we can also find a different spot for this, maybe. Maybe here would be a better spot for it. Actually, it doesn't matter. We need to put something on the bottom of this so that it doesn't short out on maybe these pins here. So let's put some Captain tape on the bottom of this. Let's turn it over, and we actually could put some double-sided sticky tape on here, and that would accomplish both. So let's do not double-sided, just double-sided sticky tape, but double-sided foam tape. All right. Let's take some double-sided foam tape here, right, and cut it to fit. That's the ticket. Put it right there, like that. Oh, baby. Come on, stay in there. Take the top off like that. Put it like this. Push down on it. Now we could do something with the wires, but they're not going anywhere. So we just leave that alone. Put the cab back on. Well, we need to put the walkway on first. So let's put the walkway back on like this. Let's put the cab back on. Now, you know what? Before we put all this together, let's test it like this and make sure it's going to work. All right, so let's take you over to the test thing. Let me take you out of the connector. Oh, we still have another engine on there. Okay, get out of the way, Mr. Engine. Okay, let's put this engine on there. All right. And we're on test. And what do? We go to add to and PG, and we just say display. And it says 3, which is success. Everything's working well. Can't test the lights because we don't have the lights hooked up. We could test the motor, so let's do that. Let's go back here. We're pretty sure the motor works well because we heard it. We heard it go tick, tick, tick as it was working. So we're going to select 3 on the throttle, and we're going to just turn it and see if it moves. And there it goes, right? Back and forth, trying forward and backwards. All right, good shape. All right, let's put it together. And I think we're about done. So hold on. All right, so I went ahead and lubricated all of the lubrication points with our lubrication system that we use. And we're going to put the walkway back on. We're going to put the cab on first because we want to make sure that these points touch, and we want to make sure that is working well. We're going to use just a touch of conductive lubricant on those points. In the same way on the other side, just a little touch of that. That will enhance the conductivity. All right, and we're ready to put the shell on. All right, so we put this piece on like this, and it will snap into place, I think. Yes, yes, yes. All right, it's on. We got a little thing happening here with the with the hand rail, and we can fix that. Fix that in a second. Let's test it out. All right. Taking it off the stand again. Let's go over to the bench. Okay. Put it on the bench. All right. Let's see if we've got some lights. Ah, light. Right, and it goes forward. That's good. And reverse and light. And we're going to put couplers on it. And we did another one. Just that fast. So if you were worried about decoding engines, right? You can see how quickly I did that one. It's not that big of a deal. You just need to look up and make sure that you've got the right decoder and for the right engine. This particular engine was a little tough because it had nomenclature like on some of the websites it was shown as a DS-4-4-10 or an S12 or a VO1000. All of those nomenclatures would have gotten you in the ballpark for this decoder for this particular engine. We used an NCE decoder, the D13WP. It is also their number 119, I believe. So if that's what you're looking for. Anyways, we're all done. Thanks for watching, and subscribe. I'll have some more like this.